the return of Verdansk to Call of Duty Warzone.
It's huge.
And we've got all the reactions from the big streamers,
Of course.
all the pros, what they're saying, what the community is saying on Reddit, Twitter, early reviews. We've even got some of the numbers, like who's actually playing and watching.
Glad got to.
Yeah, so really, what we're going to do is give you the core insights into what this all means.
Yeah.
What's genuinely exciting about this, where the potential pitfalls might be, and what this could mean for the future of Warzone.
The big picture.
Yeah, exactly, the big picture.
Got it.
So first, we have to address it. This overwhelmingly positive initial reaction. Oh, yeah.
The nostalgia?
Sure.
It's like a tidal wave right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been fascinating to watch,
Yeah.
just this outpouring of, positive sentiment. And it really is, I think, fueled by this, deep well of nostalgia that people have for Verdansk.
Yeah. And
Right.
it's not just like a general thing.
Right.
It's like specific locations.
Yeah, you see people talking about,
Superstore.
Superstore, hospital, the gulag.
Yeah, and you realize these aren't just, spots on a map for a lot of people. These are places where they have genuine gaming memories.
Yeah.
From the original Warzone.
And streamers like Swagg and Aydan,
Right.
they're not mincing words. They're calling it peak Warzone.
Peak Warzone.
Like the old magic is back. And even
Yeah.
who's a
pro.
top-level competitor.
Right.
He was even commenting on how just fundamentally sound the map is, the design of the map.
Yeah.
So for someone like that to say that, it really speaks volumes.
Absolutely, it does. It makes you wonder.
Yeah, what is it about that makes it peak for them?
Right. Is it just nostalgia or is there something else?
Yeah, is it something inherent to the map itself?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a combination of both. That initial hit of nostalgia is so powerful, right? It draws you back in. But then on top of that, I think there's something about Verdansk's design that created this kind of gameplay flow and this strategic depth that a lot of players really miss. The way the sightlines are set up, the layouts of the buildings, the distances between key areas. I think it all contributed to this unique rhythm of engagement that newer maps haven't really replicated.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the pros either. We were seeing this across Reddit.
Yeah, the community was echoing this.
All these little details. One thing that kept coming up was the visuals.
Yeah.
Someone even said the lighting upgrades are chef's kiss.
Yeah, they finally fixed those dark corners.
Yeah, especially prison.
Yeah, prison was notorious for that.
It's crazy how a visual tweak
I know, right?
can make such a difference.
It really can. It shows you how important even those little details are in game design.
Yeah.
Because those dark corners weren't just visually unappealing. They actually created gameplay imbalances. So improving the visibility probably means fairer fights. And it also shows that the developers have actually been listening to what the players have been saying for a while.
Yeah, and speaking of things that make a difference, the return of floating loot.
Oh, yeah, floating loot.
This might seem small, but it was very distinct to the original Verdansk.
Yeah.
And people are really happy to have it back.
Yeah, it adds a tactical element to the game.
Yeah. How do you think that changes things?
I think it definitely changes the way you approach those early game scrambles for gear.
Yeah.
You've got more visible loot, so you can get it quicker, but that also means you're more exposed. So it's this risk reward,
Totally.
that you have to think about right from the start.
And the Season 3 event
Right.
with the hidden safes,
Yeah.
the collie sticks, the Black Ops 6 XP. It seems like that was a real hit.
It was fun.
Yeah, genuinely fun and not grindy.
Yeah. And you could unlock Stitch
Yeah.
relatively quickly.
Reportedly 30 minutes or something? Or
Yeah, it wasn't this massive commitment.
yeah, so it was just
Yeah, just jump in and have fun.
yeah, immediate fun. But here's the thing. That initial excitement,
Right.
it can only carry you so far.
Sure.
And this is where it gets interesting.
Right.
Because some familiar problems are starting to come back. So we've got this nostalgia, which is super powerful.
Yeah.
But it has its limits.
Of course it does.
It can bring you back in.
Right.
But it can't mask fundamental flaws forever.
Nope, it can't hide them forever.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that tension kind of play out in the community's reactions, even as they're celebrating the return of Verdansk.
Yeah.
Those persistent issues are starting to creep back in.
And the big one, the one that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Cheating. Ran into a teleporting rose skin.
Oh, come on.
So frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
But it's a reminder that no matter what they do,
right.
this problem is not going away.
It's not going away easily.
And it's not just isolated incidents.
Right.
If you go on Reddit, it's full of comments like, cheaters already infesting lobbies.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like...
That's widespread.
Yeah, it's widespread.
It's a problem.
And they're saying that Ricochet has banned like 80,000 accounts.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot.
But people are saying it's not enough.
It doesn't feel like enough.
Yeah, it's like this arms race between the developers and the cheaters.
And the cheaters are always trying to find new ways to get around things.
It's really affecting the game.
It really is.
And then we have...
Omnimovement nerf.
Oh, yeah. This is like
This is a big one.
Yeah, huge point of contention.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset.
Yeah, like Aydan was saying, it's only half the comeback we needed.
Yeah.
And Swagg was saying, like, specifically sliding feels slower.
Yeah, it feels clunky.
Yeah, it's like they've taken away that fluidity, that responsiveness.
And the feel of the game.
Yeah, and people are comparing it to...
Yeah, Swagg said it feels like...
Playing in mud.
Playing in mud.
Yeah, or someone else, I think Adrian.
Right.
So it's like Black Ops 6 with training wheels.
Yeah, like they've slowed everything down.
Yeah.
Way too much.
It's like they do.
And it seems like the developers and the players have a very different idea of how the game should feel.
Yeah, and it wasn't just gameplay mechanics. The server issues are back. Yeah, there was like pre-launch downtime. Which was already a bad sign.
Right.
And there was the loadout bug.
Yeah, Polsey was talking about that.
Yeah, and then the developers had to...
Yeah, they had to issue a workaround.
Yeah, like
it's not a good look.
No, it makes it seem like it's not polished.
If they rushed it out.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's really interesting. We've got this split in the community. On one hand, you've got all this positive stuff.
Yeah, like on Twitter.
Yeah, hashtags, like hashtag we so back.
Yeah, everyone's excited to be back.
But then you go on Reddit.
And it's a different story.
Yeah, and it's like all complaints.
Yeah, people are complaining
about the movement, the cheaters.
Yeah, all the same problems are still there.
It's like this tug of war between hope and reality.
And
Aydan actually said something really interesting. He said that they need new content.
Yeah.
Like fresh, engaging content.
Right.
Because nostalgia can only take you so far.
Exactly.
You can bring people back.
Yeah.
But to keep them there?
Right. You need to give them something.
Bring something new.
To do, to see, to experience.
And people are already talking about the Grau meta coming back.
Oh, no, not the Grau meta.
It's like deja vu, and not in a good way.
Right.
Yeah, like the same weapons.
The same weapons will dominate, and it'll get stale.
Yeah, and it'll be boring.
Yeah, exactly. And the reviews are starting to reflect that.
Yeah, like PC Games N gave it an 8 out of 10, which is good.
Yeah.
But they said it's held back.
By the same old problems.
Yeah, by the stale meta,
right.
The server issues.
Yeah.
And Forbes was talking about the movement nerfs and how they might alienate a core part of the player base.
The hardcore players.
Yeah, the sweat lords.
With sweat lords, yeah.
Who were so invested in that.
In the movement.
Yeah.
The fast movement.
Do you think that's a problem?
I do think that's a potential problem. Because those players are often the most engaged.
Yeah.
You know, they stream the game. Yeah. They create content.
Yeah.
They drive the conversation. So if they get turned off, it could have a ripple effect on the whole community.
It'll affect everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there were some smaller things.
Okay.
Like the Ascenders were missing at launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and people on Twitter were saying, it just felt lazy.
Yeah, like they didn't even bother.
Yeah, like they didn't put in the effort to make it a complete experience.
Yeah.
It's those little things.
It's the little things that add up.
Yeah, that could,
it could ruin the whole thing.
Okay, so let's switch gears. Talk about the number.
So data.
Yeah, the data, because this is really where you see
the impact.
So Warzone hit its highest peak viewership on Twitch since November 2022.
Which was
the launch of Warzone 2.0.
The launch of Warzone 2.0.
Over 336,000 viewers.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a massive jump.
Yeah, especially considering the numbers they were doing before this.
Yeah, like they were struggling to break 280,000.
Right.
And for context, Warzone 2.0's peak was 615,000.
Okay. So not quite there.
Not quite there, but still.
But still
massive. Massive.
What do you think that tells us?
I think it tells us that nostalgia is a powerful force in gaming.
Yeah.
People have such a strong connection to Verdansk that they're willing to come back.
Just to experience it again.
Even with all the problems.
Even with the problems.
Yeah.
It's really remarkable.
And Warzone actually became the most popular game on Twitch.
Wow.
For a while.
Beating out GTA and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
So that shows you how much interest there is in this comeback.
Yeah.
And the number of channels streaming also went up almost to those November 2022 levos.
Wow, so it's not just the viewers, it's the streamers too.
Yeah.
They're all coming back.
And it's not just Twitch. YouTube's seeing it too. Tim the Tatman, he's pulling in big numbers.
Huge numbers.
Yeah, it's estimated that at times, like 500,000, to 750,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
We're watching Warzone across all the platforms.
Amazing.
And get this.
Okay.
Call of Duty's player count is up 200%.
200%.
Since Verdansk came back.
That's incredible.
So it's not just viewers, it's players too.
It's players coming back.
Yeah.
Or even new players.
Yeah.
Maybe trying it for the first time.
Yeah, Insider Gaming really nailed it.
What'd they say?
When they said, it's the power of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's driving this.
That's what's bringing people back. Yeah. It's so powerful.
And this is all initial stuff.
Yeah, it's the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they keep this up.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Will people stick around?
Yeah.
Or will they get tired of the same old problems?
So, let's put it all together.
Right.
What's the overall assessment?
So I think the initial impact has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
The numbers show that.
Yeah.
But it hasn't fixed all the problem.
It's not a magic bullet.
No.
The cheaters, the movement changes, the server issues.
They're all still there.
They're still there.
Lurking in the shadows.
Yeah. It's like that analogy.
What was it?
It's like your ex texting you at 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Are you up?
Yeah.
Like, you know it's going to be trouble.
You know it's going to be bad. But
it feels good.
It feels good in the moment.
Right. For now.
Yeah, for now.
So we're at a really interesting point.
Yeah.
And take a moment, like and subscribe to the show. All right, so what do you think the future holds?
What does the future hold for Verdansk?
Yeah.
That's the big question. The gaming world constantly changing. There's always something new.
Yeah, new games.
New games.
New trends.
New trends, yeah.
So can Warzone keep this?
Right. Can they just rely on nostalgia?
Yeah.
Or do they need to do more? And they've actually hinted at some new stuff. For Season 3, like the Ascenders are coming back. They're going to update some points of interest on the map.
So they are
trying to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a balancing act because they need to honor what people loved about the original Verdansk, but also keep things new and exciting.
And it's really going to come down to how the community reacts.
Right. Do they feel like these updates are meaningful?
Yeah. Are they addressing?
Are they fixing the problems that people are having? Are they adding new gameplay?
Yeah, new things to do.
New things to do.
Yeah, because if it's underwhelming.
Yeah. Then that initial excitement could fade away.
Yeah. It's high stakes for Activision.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay. They've tapped into something.
Yeah, they've tapped into this nostalgia.
Powerful.
But can they?
Yeah. Can they turn it into something lasting?
So, Verdansk is back.
Verdansk is back.
Huge event. Nostalgia is driving it.
Absolutely.
Tons of players.
Yeah.
Tons of viewers.
So many viewers.
But cheaters, movement, stale meta, server issues, they haven't gone away.
So can they fix them?
That's the question.
Yeah. And can they keep the content fresh?
Can they keep it fresh?
Yeah. Because
people will get bored and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Situation.
Exciting, but uncertain.
Yeah. So we want to leave you with this thought. Nostalgia is huge in gaming right now.
Huge.
But is it enough?
Yeah.
Is it enough to just keep rehashing old ideas? Genuine innovation.
New ideas.
New ideas.
New gameplay.
Yeah.
New experiences.
And specifically for Warzone.
Yeah.
Can Verdansk really succeed?
Can it last?
Yeah, if they don't fix.
If they don't fix.
The cheaters.
And if the gameplay gets stale.
It gets boring.
Yeah. Think about that.
Think about it.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.